At the edges of understanding, where the fabric of the cosmos folds inward on itself, there exists something that swallows not only matter but meaning. Black holes, those gravitational abysses born from collapsed stars, are places where known laws fracture, where light itself cannot escape, where time slows to a whisper and space curves into a mystery. But beyond their terrifying beauty, black holes may offer more than paradoxes to physicists. They may hold veiled insights into the deepest human question: what happens when we die? To stand before the concept of death is to look into the unknown with the trembling soul of a creature aware of its own impermanence. Religion answers with promises. Philosophy with riddles, and science, often, with silence. But in recent years, physics has begun to mutter in strange tones, hinting, perhaps accidentally, at patterns that echo ancient intuitions about life beyond the threshold. And black holes, the most extreme objects in the known universe, may be the very clues. A black hole begins with death. A star, massive and aging, collapses under its own weight when its nuclear furnace finally goes out. Gravity, unchecked, compacts it so tightly that nothing, not light, not time, not information, can escape the pull beyond a certain point, the event horizon. What lies within, we cannot know. Not even our equations dare to follow, yet the story does not end with disappearance. Paradoxically, the black hole is not entirely black. Stephen Hawking showed that they emit faint radiation, Hawking radiation, suggesting that they slowly evaporate over incomprehensible spans of time. But this gives rise to a deeper riddle: where does the information go? According to quantum theory, information cannot be destroyed. Not ever. Not by fire, not by entropy, not by black holes. So if the star's essence, its pattern, its data, is lost forever, reality itself is violated. This puzzle haunts the halls of theoretical physics, and the answers proposed read like something out of metaphysical scripture. Some suggest the information is preserved at the edge of the black hole, encoded like a cosmic hologram. Others speak of black hole complementarity, the idea that information both falls in and stays out, depending on the observer, a kind of quantum dualism. And more boldly, some propose that what enters the black hole may emerge elsewhere, in another region of spacetime, a wormhole, a white hole, or a universe newly born. And here, suddenly, physics brushes the edge of esoteric thought. What if death is not the end, but a transition, a passage through an event horizon of the soul? Just as matter and energy are not destroyed in a black hole, but perhaps translated, might consciousness too not vanish, but transform? Might the moment of death be less an annihilation and more a reconfiguration? A gravitational folding of awareness into some deeper domain. Mystical traditions across the world speak of tunnels of light, of timelessness, of merging with a greater whole. Near-death experiences describe detachment from the body, visions of knowledge beyond comprehension, and a strange serenity. Are these hallucinations? Perhaps. But perhaps they are glimpses of the soul touching the edges of another reality, a singularity of being beyond the veil. Black holes also remind us of something darker, yet equally essential, that transformation requires surrender. Nothing passes the event horizon unchanged. Identity as we know it, form, structure, time, disintegrates. And yet the laws of physics insist that what was cannot be lost. So where does it go? Into silence. Into a dimension where form has no meaning, where essence is stripped of ego, where consciousness floats as information encoded in space itself. Some scientists now propose that the universe itself may be a kind of black hole, a vast system bound by its own horizon, where information is preserved not in solid objects but in fields of probability and possibility. We may live within a memory of something larger. And in dying, we may return not into absence, but into a deeper presence. Consider, too, the symmetry. As the birth of a black hole is the death of a star, so might death in our world be birth in another. If reality is layered, if dimensions interweave like invisible threads, then death is not departure, but movement. Not loss, but translation. Perhaps this is why so many ancient traditions spoke of the afterlife not as a clouded heaven or fiery pit, but as a journey, through darkness, through judgment, through forgetting and remembering. The Egyptians placed stars on the ceiling of their tombs, the Tibetans gave maps to the bardo, the Greeks told of Lethe and the Styx. And now, modern physics paints pictures of gravitational thresholds, of quantum echoes, of time that bends and space that conceals. None of this proves that the soul survives. But it opens doors. We know now that what seems to vanish may still remain. That what collapses may unfold elsewhere. That information, the very shape of being, is indelible. And that in the deepest chasms of the cosmos, silence does not mean absence, it means mystery. Perhaps death is a singularity of the soul. A boundary past which form dissolves and essence is preserved in ways we cannot imagine. A point of no return that nonetheless does not destroy, but transforms. Black holes are not only graveyards of stars. They are also crucibles of new theories, birthplaces of insight, reminders that the universe is more strange than we can say. In their darkness, they whisper to us of our own fate, not with dread, but with a terrible elegance. There, at the edges of science and spirit, we find not answers, but better questions. Not fear, but wonder. And in the silence beyond the stars, a suggestion, that perhaps death is not the end of the light, but its folding inward, waiting to emerge again from the other side.